Hey guys, just doing this random little video. I wanted to do this little letterbox thing for a while, and I know it's been a while since I made a video on YouTube. But end of the year stuff, I start thinking about it, and I want to be more consistent with this. And as well as there's just a lot of stuff I want to vlog and just talk about. So let's just get right into it. So Letterboxd is this, it's a review site where you could just post movies that you have seen or movies you plan on watching, or you can make like your own little film list of like a watch list that you want people to see. It's kind of like, how do I describe it? It's kind of like Spotify, but also a place where you can review. It's like Yelp and Spotify had a baby. I don't know how to fucking. All right. Anyway, so the first one I reviewed was one of the first movies I saw in 2022 when the year was ending, and it was Talk to Me. So let's go into that. I gave Talk to Me 5 stars, which apparently 4 and 5 stars is kind of like the average rating. I said it was one of the best original horrors I've seen in a theater. Kept me on the edge of my seat, not unlike Barbarian. Barbarian was very good, by the way. But the performances, the concept, everything was executed so excellently. I like how I put a but in there, like I was gonna say something bad. I'm tempted to watch it again and again. I did. I've watched it 3 times in a row already. As a horror fanatic, this is an instant classic. 10 out of 10. Dude, Talk to Me was so goddamn good. And if you're looking for something new in the horror genre, please. It's so good. Alright, let's go back. The next one is Across the Spider Verse. I also gave this one 5 stars, but I mean it's obvious. It's the sequel to fucking Into the Spider Verse. Watching in theaters is the best experience. True words have never been spoken. Durr. Seeing all the Spider-Man as a kid who grew up with the shows was nostalgia bliss. Sorry if I sound a little stuffy. I've been sick for a few days. I haven't been twitching in a while. My Twitch is actually, the subscriber number has reached almost the same level as my YouTube, so we'll see where that goes. Reminded me of the Spider Verde. The Spider Verde. No, the Spider Verse episodes of the old Josh Keaton cartoon. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, there was this early 2000s Spider-Man cartoon that had arguably one of the, actually no, it's one of the best intros of all time. It literally is. And like, there's always, whenever you watch old Spider-Man cartoons, there's always a Spider-Verse episode. There's always an episode where Spider-Man has been like going into different multiverses and there's different Spider-Man helping him. Okay, next review is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. This to me, oh man, it had a special place in my heart. I will always love Ninja Turtles. But this one I gave 5 stars, obviously, on par with Spider Verse, which I just told you my review, for an animated triumphant. Another animation masterpiece. I adored everything they did with these characters. Chef's kiss, as you say. As a Turtle fan, it checked all the boxes for me. Even some of the evil mutants stole the show. Mondo Gecko for the win. I like your vibe. I like your vibe. I also quote, yeah, also my favorite quote out of context is, "Now he's mollywopping me." Dude, they have fucking Ice Cube say, "I mollywhopped him." And then, like, the character who plays Donatello says mollywhopping again later. He's like, "No, now he's mollywhopping me." Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy. I gave it 4 stars? What's wrong with me? I should have given it 5 stars. What? Why? Why did I do this? Even I don't. Even sometimes I go back to my reviews like, why? Of all three, this is my absolute favorite. Okay, yeah, of course. Marvel always hits it with the hallway action scenes. Okay. Tragedy and the entire plot revolving around Rocket was incredibly engaging. Love the way Gunn handles an ensemble of talent like this group, not once or twice, but thrice. Phenomenal. Okay, still a really good review. Why did I give it 4 stars? I don't know. Oh, well, this one I decided to go back because when you're on Letterboxd, you realize there's still so many movies that you have to, like, review now. Like, because there's so many movies that you haven't covered yet. And I've literally just been covering the movies that I've seen in theaters as of recent. Talk to Me, Across the Spider Verse, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I went back a little bit and decided to do some movies that I was watching on like Netflix and Hulu and say like, I'll watch them again, and then I could just give a review, kind of like fresh in my mind. So the Truman Show is one of my all-time favorite Jim Carrey's ventures. It says it right there at the beginning of the thing. The ending gives me chills every time, a true cinematic existential insight into the human lifespan. From beginning to end, Truman is mankind, and the grand creator is the studio, as well as, God's supposed to be Ed Harris's character, the director guy. And that part at the end where Truman's like about to cross into this door of the void, and the director is literally talking to him like on the camera, and he looks up and you just see the clouds and the sun, and he's just like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm the creator of one of the greatest television series on earth," and he's like, "Who am I?" He's like, "You're the star," and I was like, "Wow." Really just makes you think about life, like the way you are and your perspective. It really just makes you feel that small, doesn't it? Like you're just the star of your own little show. You have no fucking idea. Okay, next was Punisher Warzone. I watched it again because Ray Stevenson had passed away, R.I.P. And again, it was on Hulu, so I checked it out. Rewatched this hard and R-rated superhero film. R.I.P. Ray Stevenson. Badass soundtrack, impeccable action. I remember they literally put a Slipknot and a Rob Zombie song in this movie, and it goes hard as fuck. All around, a full throttle action crime thriller that never lets up on the accelerator. Explosively entertaining. Jigsaw actually looks disgusting, and I love it. 7.5 out of 10. Wow, and I gave this one 4 star. I feel like I was a little more generous with this one. Ooh, Prey. I gave this one 5 stars. This one was such an underrated gem that came out in 2022. It should have gotten theaters. Like what I said, I rewatch it more times than I like to admit. I rewatch it a lot. It goes hard as fuck. I love the part where they're taking on the French fur traders or whatever, and this fucking predator guy is just going off. It was fucking awesome. All right, next one. Egg Lee's the Hulk. We have okay. So yeah, this was on Hulu again. I had the randomest urge to watch it, and it's still just so confusing. The transitions and everything is just so weird, but it's so original, and the potential is there. But the execution just left a lot to be desired, I guess. So, 3 stars. I gave Hellraiser 5 star. I feel like I'm a little bit generous with my stars sometimes. One of the few requels. Oh, requels. I said requels. I don't even know. I typed the word. I don't even know what I meant. Requels, like reboot sequels. I thoroughly enjoyed this take on the Cenobites in the book. 9 out of 10. The way Pinhead looked and the rest of the crew was amazingly striking. Could not look away. Cool. Oh, the next one's a Daniel Radcliffe movie. It's called Guns Akimbo. These psycho motherfuckers staple these pistols to fucking Daniel Radcliffe's hands, and that shit looked like it hurt like hell. But yeah, a lot of the film decisions that Daniel Radcliffe has done post Harry Potter have been some of my favorites. Horns, Swiss Army Man, Jungle, and the Weird Al biopic was incredible. Peter Jackson's King Kong, saw this in theaters, adored it then, and I adored it now. I literally saw this as when I was younger, so watching it again, I didn't realize how long it was. And Jack Black's character really knocked it out of the park for me. I really enjoyed. It goes without saying I love Lord of the Rings, so like Peter Jackson doing this venture outside of it, pretty awesome. If you didn't see, if you didn't see Evil Dead Rise, go watch that shit right now. It was incredible, gory thrill ride. I love everything about the Evil Dead series. So if this means we're getting more, yes, and I absolutely adored that scene with the where they're listening to the audio tapes, and it's like this Vatican church or like this congregation that finds the Book of the Dead. And even then, when I was hearing it, I was like, why the fuck would you bring that to the church? What is wrong with you? That's the stupidest thing you could do. Predators came out in 2010. Adrian Brody, Danny Trejo. Uh, Still a good movie. Great ensemble. I really appreciated the action. The twist on the whole Predator genre of these guys came to a planet full of predators instead of, one predator and a planet full of hunters. So the hunters are on their territory, and I thought it was awesome. Okay, we're gonna get into the reviews where they're all right. Netflix is the king. I remember watching it, and at the end, I was like, "Huh, could have been better." Like a period piece should be a lot better, in my opinion. Like the Outlaw King, that was a good fucking movie. That Chris Pine movie, amazing. It's awesome. This, I could barely remember anything except people falling in their heavy ass armor. Like That's all I remember. And then fucking Robert Pattinson with the fucking with the French accent, talking about Timothy Chalamet's little pee. It was weird. And we get to one of the worst Netflix movies of all time. Right. I gave it half a star. I didn't even want to give it a star, if I'm being totally honest. Again, I'm pretty generous. One of the worst forced metaphorical movies I've ever seen. I get it. Orcs are people of color. You're not clever and grounded, Max Landis. Max Landis is a fucking hack, and I'll say that right now. John Landis is the biggest helicopter parent that's ever walked the face of the earth. As a writer, Max Landis is as layered as a 3-year-old understanding prejudice for the first time. Just because your dad made fucking American Werewolf in London and killed 2 people and somehow got away with it on the set of the Twilight Zone movie doesn't mean you're a good writer. That's enough on that. Brightburn! I gave it 3.5 stars. Evil Superman movie. I want a sequel. I don't need it, but I don't know why I said I needed it. Still a great horrific twist on the superpowered child adopted by a family who turns out to be an asshole. 7 out of 10. A scene where he's killing all the cops and shit. Oh, it was beautiful. Kick-Ass was on Hulu again. I gave it 4 stars. It's still one of Matthew Vaughn's best, especially Hit Girl, Chloe Grace Moretz. I thought it's still hilarious, still holds up. Nick Cage, again, when is Nick Cage not awesome in anything? But yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson, fucking Chloe Grace Moretz, whole movie, badass, kick-ass. And then the way fucking Nick Cage yells in the movie, now switch to Kryptonite! It was awesome. Blue Beetle, 4.5 stars. As someone who's always craving for more Latino representation in film, it was a no-brainer that I actually went to the theaters to see this. I absolutely adored it, and I wanted more. But the box office, as well as the state of DC films, is just basically went, well, we're just gonna do our own thing now. I haven't even seen Aquaman 2. I don't think I'm going to, like, if I'm being totally honest. Oh yeah, I rewatched Battle Royale. In like August. But yeah, it was on Freebie. Everything was still just as good as when I first saw it. It was so awesome. I still love the part where the teacher's like explaining to them, and then like he's talking to the fucking girl on the screen, explaining the bomb necks. He's like, "Thank you very much." The Pope's Exorcist. Oh yeah, I actually did go to the theaters to watch this. My dad really wanted to see it. Whenever it comes to like demonic possession stuff, like The Omen or The Exorcist, my dad's really into it, and he really likes Russell Crowe. So we went to go see it. A lot of the dialogue with the possessed people felt very Evil Dead, but it was still a really cool movie. I gave it a 3.5. Good little horror. The Big Short, one of Adam McKay's best, 5 stars. When I first saw it, it was a little complicated to me. Even when my dad tried to explain it, he's all good at like that real estate talk and like house talk. But even then, a lot of the shit just went right over my head. And then when I rewatched it, I don't know why I didn't notice there was a scene where Margot Robbie's in a bathtub explaining, I don't know, housing loans or some shit or bullshit housing loans. But yeah, I remember my favorite characters being Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, and of course Brad Pitt. But also Christian Bale was the one who kind of exposed that the banks were failing and that everything was going to go tits up. But all the performances in this stellar cast, stellar movie. Please watch it if you haven't. The Gray Man. I'm glad it was called The Gray Man because it's as gray as any movie you're gonna get. Even with Chris Evans, Ryan Gosling, and fucking Ana de Armas, this movie sucked ass. It was so boring and bland. Like, it felt like it felt like the really choppy editing action scenes of The Winter Soldier when you rewatch them, but it's definitely not The Winter Soldier. And the movie suffers for that. You can give Chris Evans a porn stash and make him evil as all you want. I like that. But the whole movie itself is just bland. It's just watching metal rust and paint dry and grass grow. It was the most boring, nothing movie I've ever seen. The title's perfect. Gray Man. Kind of like the title for the movie. The title for the TV show Lost. The title makes a lot of sense because even I couldn't follow any of it. Knock at the cabin. You know, after seeing Old, I was really hoping that this Shamalama Ding Dong joint was going to be a lot better. But the ending, the whole movie itself just kind of didn't do it for me. It was a 4 out of 10. Batista kind of gave the best performance in the entire movie. I did like Rupert Friends, even though he was like there for a second, but the whole movie itself was just a lot of predictability. It kind of felt like you knew where it was going. Wasn't very good. Not Shyamalan's worst, but also not his best. The Descent. I rewatched this on HBO Max. I love anything with Neil Marshall. Dog Soldiers is one of my favorite movies that I put on my Letterboxd profile. For the 4 movies that are my favorite, I put Dog Soldiers, Kill Bill, Dread from Alex Garland, and Zack Snyder's Watchmen. Those are the 4 ones I chose. I didn't even know what I was choosing. I just chose 4 movies. I was like, fuck it, those were in my head. Oh yeah, the '65 movie, the one where Adam Driver's in like some shooter Jurassic Park wannabe, was fucking dumb. That movie literally felt like AI might have wrote it. Like, of all the movies that people try to review and say, "Oh, it felt like AI wrote this movie," like just trying to be stupid. This movie right here, I was like, the only cool scenes were literally Adam Driver shooting the dinosaurs, and even then, it happened very minimally. This is not the original thing. The release date is 2011. This is the horrible CGI one that people, for some reason, there's a cult following for it. I mean, it's okay. It's not as good as the original. The original stuck with me when I saw it as a kid. Ooh, that shit fucked me up. Especially the dog scene. Oh my god. I originally heard that they were actually doing like some practical effects stuff, but the studio saw the movie and said, no, we still want to put some CGI over it. And it's fucking stupid ass decision. I think we're almost to the promised land. We're almost done here. The Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu Reeves. And he knows Kung Fu. I recently rewatched all the Matrix movies. I gotta put my reviews on there. Like, I watched them in order with Resurrections at the end. I really gotta review them. Watch this again on Hulu. I know the only 2 sentences I had. Keanu's awesome, and Giant Alien Robot was badass. 8 out of 10. The Day After Tomorrow. I gave it 2 stars. Jake Gyllenhaal should have done more to prevent this. Now we got global boiling. Damn you, Jake Gyllenhaal. No Hard Feelings was hilarious. I should have given it more than 3.5. Man Eater is about a monster who eats men at night. There's a whole fucking Man Eater singing song. There's a scene where the guy character in No Hard Feelings sings Man Eater. Oh my god, it was incredible. It gave me goosebumps. Watch this movie. Also, there's a scene that's like Eastern Promises where Jennifer Lawrence beats people up completely butt naked on the beach. It's pretty impressive. Hold up. Get off the chair. I was like, no, that's my computer chair. Shin Kamen Rider. Yep, this came out this year. This was one of my favorite movies of the year, honestly. One of the best action thrill rides I've been on. The blood, the chases, the action were all badass. Shin Godzilla is a personal favorite of mine, as well as Shin Ultraman. So this was a no-brainer for how much I adore this movie. Got a lot of rewatches in my future. I'm already on number 2. Next one's the 3rd one. Cannot wait for the next project they do. 10 out of 10. Shin Kamen Rider was one of my favorite movies in the year. Leave the World Behind. 1 star. Can you guess why? The ending! Oh, I gotta do a whole video for this shit. I got a rant for this. Like, the ending was good with the whole Mahershala Ali, the monologue at the end, where he did about, oh, it's a tactic that the government uses, to turn off all the technology and make the country fight itself within itself so that the country who did it doesn't have to lift a finger. And then they did a stupid fucking Friends ending with the little kid. Like, oh, she watched it earlier in the movie and she's watching it again because physical media. I don't care. The movie would have been a lot better without that stupid ass edition. But whatever. 1 star. Sorry, y'all. I didn't think I'd still be this stuffy. That's why I wanted to do like a little video, but I guess I still am. Alright, The Creator. 4.5 stars. Go over there. 4.5 stars. I was thoroughly thought provoked the entire time, engaged from beginning to end. John David Washington shines as Joshua Taylor. Much prefer this character over the protagonist. Anyway, the concept of this alternate reality terrifies me. As the more AI advances, the movie turns into a real world case scenario if we continue to dig that hole. And this movie gave me such a feeling of joyful astonishment at the visuals plus the action was phenomenal. Really appreciated how one sided the fights were like Rogue One. The robot heads look like pool cleansing devices. Still loved it, 8 out of 10. I like how the robots had like this cylinder sphere or like circular head, and it looked like if you took it off and you threw it into a pool, it'd be one of those filters. All right, the next one is Saltburn, and I think that's the last one. Yep, this is the last one. Saltburn. I give it 4.5 stars. A lot of Greek mythology, a lot of symbolism in it, a lot of good stuff. Reminded me of Killing of the Sacred Deer. But I only had one certain sentence to say. I found out that there was an alternate ending after the one that came into there. Um, I would have really liked it to end with Duncan serving Oliver runny eggs after the whole naked dance and after the whole family thing. All right, y'all. That's about it. That's about the long and short of all my reviews on Letterboxd. So thank you guys for joining me, and I appreciate it. Sorry I sounded so stuffy in this video, but I wanted to do a little bit more for the YouTube. So thank you guys.